going on, everybody? I am here with the one and only Brittney in Africa. I'm in Nairobi, Kenya, and we're going to talk to her about her experience in Africa, not just Nairobi, but several different, well...
I've only been to Ghana, Uganda, and Kenya.
How was Uganda?
It's a vibe.
So what's the capital? It's Kampala?
Kampala.
And
in Entebbe. You fly into Entebbe and then you go to Kampala.
Okay, so it is a vibe. I've heard it's a vibe.
Uganda is a vibe.
All right.
They got bodies, man.
We're going to talk about all of that. Now tell me, okay, your first country.
Ghana.
Ghana. Why? Why did you go to Ghana?
Honestly, I had a Ghanaian boyfriend that I met in Atlanta at the club, 1145 in Buckhead.
Oh, Peach Street, right?
Across from the hibachi. Like, no, but I met my boyfriend and he was just like, before then I loved to travel. So I had been to like Asia, Jamaica, all these places, but I never really had like an interest in going to Africa, to be honest.
Why not?
It just never crossed my mind. I don't know, and I didn't really know anyone. When you look on Instagram, and most of the people are like in Mexico or like in Bali, so you're like, oh my God, that's where I want to go. You know, I didn't really see anyone. I didn't really see anyone like living their best life in Africa. So, but also it's Instagram is what you're looking for. That's what they feed you. So now all I see is Africa.
Really? So
on my Explorer, it's flipped.
Oh, because that's your interest.
Because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking for. Because you know the algorithm chases you.
Yeah. Okay.
So he brought me to Ghana, and I was like, a Mercedes. His friends put up in a Mercedes to get us. Yeah, in Accra. So I was like, damn, they got Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, oh shit. And then
I don't know how that suspension is doing it. You know, in the car.
You might fall into the backing up. Yeah, I was like, wow, they're living good over here. So I was shocked, and he took me out. He took me to Cape Coast. We went to Kumasi.
Okay.
We went to Aburu, all that.
Aburi,
Boti Falls,
okay,
everywhere.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, this is lit. So then instead of like, because we used to vacation together, go to like Jamaica, I just started being, let's just go back to Ghana.
Really?
So we would just go back and forth to Ghana. And then he started building, so we spent more time there. Actually, during COVID, since I was allowed to teach online, I just went to Ghana.
So you taught from Ghana?
Yeah. I would like wake up later. It was later in the day. It was like 1:00 in Ghana, and then school would be starting in Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah, something like that, you know?
And they never knew you were in Ghana?
One of my coworkers snitched on me, and my principal ended up calling me tripping.
Always got to be that one.
You know, like the big hater. The big hater.
That one.
It was crazy. So I ended up having to come home because of work. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move. Like, I don't really want to be in Atlanta anymore. So my goal initially was to move to Accra, but I could not find a good job that I wanted.
Okay.
And then I ended up finding a great job in Kenya.
So that's how you got to Kenya?
That's how I got to Kenya, yeah.
So
I did not really want to come to Kenya. I had no interest in it. I was like gung-ho, Accra, like, you know.
And then the job opportunity.
Yeah, the job brought me to Kenya, and I've been in Nairobi ever since.
How do you like Nairobi versus Accra?
I started off liking Accra more, and I love both, but Nairobi serves me better. There's more opportunities. There's more biodiversity in Kenya as far as tourism. I think there's just more to do, but like my heart and the people that I love are in Accra.
That's interesting. That is very interesting. So you find more of a connection
in Accra
professionally in Nairobi.
I feel like Nairobi is hustlers.
Okay. Explain.
There's more entrepreneurial. I feel like our expats here versus expat stories that I even hear in Accra, it's like they just be chilling over there almost. So more people are kind of just chilling. Here, people are out here making money, working. Like, it's just more opportunities, I want to say. Things that they're doing here in the city. So a lot of expats that I met in Accra are making money, don't get me wrong. But they may not be like, they may be working from home or doing X, Y, and Z. But here, I feel like as an expat, it's just more opportunity to really get into the culture and bring things.
Okay, so they can actually make money in Nairobi.
In Nairobi.
Not make it in America and then
bring it.
They can actually...
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I know we have people were considering moving to Africa. And when you say that, people are always wondering, can I work someplace and have a career?
You're not going to want to have a job.
So you're not going to want a job?
You're going to business.
A business, so we're not talking about a job.
I'm not talking about jobs. There's job opportunities, don't get me wrong, but you don't even want that out here because they may not pay you what you want.
Okay.
But here, it's like everyone's just making money somehow, working for themselves, selling. Like Nairobi is more of a bustling, like even if you just type in a hashtag, there's like 50 people who will deliver a vape to you in 10 minutes. Like,
really?
Yeah, I don't leave my house for shit.
Really?
Everyone bodas everything that you need. There's just more businesses. Like, just look around.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there's way more businesses, way more small restaurants, just more opportunities.
So the opportunity, but then what's the population? I guess we look at the population size.
There's more mixed people here too, not like white and black mix, but there's a mix of people. So as an expat, as an American, there's more Americans here than in Ghana. So the market for certain things is still there, like oyster bars, a champagne and oyster bar. You know, there's such a mix of people. All the embassies are here.
Okay.
So it's just more diversity, I think, and business opportunity. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get it, because that's what I was sensing.
Yeah.
When I was walking around, I said, "There's something different about Nairobi."
Yes.
Than Accra and even some of the other countries other cities that I've been in West
Yeah.
Africa, Abidjan, Freetown.
Do you think that an oyster bar would do good in Accra?
You know what? Now it would.
Now?
Now it would.
It may do good, but here it's great.
In the right area. So you have to put it in some place like East Legon or Osu.
I get what you're saying.
Or Cantonments. If you do that, because you have...
It's nice over there. They have like the cupcake boutique.
They have
the little Instagram brunch shop. I think still just certain things are for certain people, and a lot of Africans don't even like raw sushi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They won't eat it raw. So are you gonna have a raw sushi bar in Accra? Even the rich, even if it's not. I'm not even saying that for money. Like, oh, they can't afford oysters. It's this: do Africans want to eat raw oysters for the most part? That doesn't serve them. But here, there's enough non-Africans for it to still thrive.
Got it. And there are a lot of rooftops here. There are a lot of. I've seen a little bit of the nightlife, so it has.
Where'd you go?
It was an event, and so it wasn't like a place. It was like an event.
You gotta hit the streets.
I've been told that I need to see what's
You
going on.
gotta hit the streets. Go to Gemini tonight.
Gemini. Okay, that's any other spots anybody would need to check out.
Gemini, Milan, Bar Next Door, Numero 5.
Okay. So those are spots.
It's a lot. 15 rooftop. If you're further grown and sexy, you ain't really trying to twerk. You just want to sit and look cute.
Okay. So what's it called again?
15 rooftop.
15 rooftop. Got it.
Yeah. 15 overlooks the park on this side and the city on this side. It's gorgeous.
Oh, okay. And then you can see that at night.
Yeah. Well, the park obviously is just a dark.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but you can still see the city lights at night.
So when you came, you first had the connection to Accra. You adapted to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Do you think you could move back to Accra?
No.
Because of being here.
Yeah.
And you become used to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would visit Accra, but even just like the road situation.
Okay, it would make it too difficult.
It's just things that I'm just like, I love Accra though.
Well, a lot of people don't understand that you can still love a place, but then not like certain elements.
I couldn't see myself living there.
Okay.
And I think that for what I want to do business-wise, I don't think I would thrive. Kenyans are actually more supportive on YouTube as well.
Really?
Kenya is connected with internet. I'm trying to tell you. They're M-Pesa and their internet. M-Pesa is so much more effective than Momo. Even, they tell me this in the comment all the time, even people in the bush in Kenya have internet access.
Really?
Google Kenyans of Twitter. They run Twitter. They're active. They're very active. They're very supportive.
Really?
But yeah, I'm so serious. Kenya, and somebody told me that when I moved here, I was like, during my Ghana versus Nairobi, and they were like, if you don't appeal to Kenyans, it's going to be bad for you because you're going to miss out because we're actually so supportive on YouTube. And if you become like good on YouTube, we could help you.
So because of the Kenyan audience, because it's like what, 11 million?
There's a lot of people in Nairobi.
In Nairobi.
Yeah.
And again, now the Ghanaian support is strong too.
I think so. I think so too.
Okay.
I think so, but I was doing the whole Ghana thing on YouTube for a while.
Okay. Oh, you had like a whole series.
No. I just was like kind of vlogging me there and blah, 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 talking about us building our house in Ghana. But like people, they're more talky active here online.
Okay.
I don't know, just Google. Even the internet is easier to access. It's quicker.
Well,
here.
it's definitely, the internet is definitely better here.
Yeah, it is.
And I found a lot of things it's easier to navigate. And I think that that's just because of maybe what the British put into Kenya. It seems like Kenya.
That's what I said in my video, but they said no, the infrastructure is put up by Kenyans. Stop putting everything good about Kenya onto colonizers.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that it was a good thing. It was just kind of like what they did that made life a little bit easier.
I said that it was more advanced because there was more British people who actually came here to live versus in the West. They didn't want to live over there. Nairobi, it is a beautiful city. It's windy. It's green. It's not really a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying? I think it was easier for them climate-wise to even live on this side.
Definitely.
Versus that, like, oppressive ass heat. They weren't trying to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. They came and kind of invested more into Nairobi. Of course, they invested hella into Johannesburg, Cape Town.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell what cities have been invested in
Yes.
more by when they were living there. So Accra, I think, is a little bit behind because of that. Freetown, Monrovia, they weren't investing as much into West Africa, which kind of leaves a gap.
Well, you know what, to that question, and I think that this is a real conversation when you met that type of criticism, because I've seen it when I've talked about different countries, and I have this thing where I say that independence is fake. You know, everybody, oh, we're independent. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not independent because you're still doing their judicial system. You're still doing the educational system. You're still following their rules.
They never uncolonized.
They never did. They just reworked it to make it palatable so everybody would go along with it.
They just moved a black person to the face.
Yeah, that's all.
But the system is the same.
But people don't like to hear that.
Yeah. Well, now they're colonized by the Chinese everywhere, all of Africa.
And you see Chinese everywhere.
Yeah.
But people don't like to hear that because in some sense, it makes them feel as though, for those people who take offense to it, that somebody's saying that they're less than or they're not smart enough without really hearing what's being said. Because if you're going to find a solution to a problem, you got to admit what the problem is. Basically mirrors America and the West.
Yeah.
So
it's the same.
And I think that, because even when I was in Sierra Leone getting my dual citizenship, the president said, and this threw me off, he said, I want Sierra Leone to be the Athens of West Africa. So I was like, whoa.
I want you to fuck off.
But I mean, think about it. Why do you want to be
something else? Why can't it just be itself?
Right. Why do we have to be the Athens of West Africa? Why do we have to still want to be European?
Yeah,
and I think that's the part where many people struggle, because we grew up under a colonized system in America. America is just a colony: French, Dutch, British, Spanish, a little bit of German, maybe a twinge of Portuguese at some point. I don't know. I haven't heard much about the Portuguese yet. But when you begin to understand this stuff, it just kind of puts you in a different place. So when you came and you saw all of this and you started talking about it on your channel, you got some heat for it.
Yeah.
How did you deal with all of that?
I'm literally coming back like, fuck off.
Really? How did that work? How did that work for you?
It worked. I mean, I'm here now, you know, but I also made a video after basically saying ways of knowing, and I had to explain to these people who were coming at me that we have two different ways of knowing. We live two different lives. We look the same, but our minds are not the same. So I need you guys to stop. Don't be mad at me because I don't have an African mindset. I'm not an African. I'm a Black American in Africa.
Okay.
I'm African, of course, by blood. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not.
Culturally.
We don't have the same minds. Because in the video, I also said that, this is wild for me to talk about with you. I'm sorry, I don't want to be inappropriate. But my maid washes my panties. Not like by hand.
Your maid.
My maid.
Your maid.
My housekeeper washes the drawers along with everything.
Got you.
Like, it's not like she's hand washing them. Like, but in Ghana and a lot of places in Africa, I guess ladies, we don't do this in America. Ladies take their drawers and like wash them in the shower and hang them up themselves. You never have your dirty drawers.
See, I'm learning something new here.
Exactly. You've never heard of this, right? So they're like, you don't hand wash your drawers every day. You dirty, disgusting. And I'm like, listen, in America, if you have dirty clothes, if your wife has dirty clothes and a housekeeper comes, she's washing all the dirty clothes. Your wife is not going to take out all the panties and wash them on her lonesome.
Okay.
But they wash men's drawers.
Okay. I'm learning this.
So they were like, you're disgusting. And I had to say in the video, in America, that is not a thing. We don't take our draw, unless you're from culturally somewhere else, maybe.
Okay.
You do that. But just your average black American, we ain't hand washing our drawers in the shower and then hanging them up to dry. And no, don't wash my drawers.
So your help in America just kind of gets whatever you send.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You too busy making money.
There's no shame in that, though.
Gotcha.
It's almost like they wanted me to be ashamed that I have panties.
So is that the cultural difference, you think?
It's a big cultural difference. It's a different way of knowing.
Okay.
So for them, that's like why would you ever do that? That's disrespectful. And to me, I'm living in a la 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 la. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So we have different ways of knowing.
So because your channel has grown tremendously in 6 months.
Yeah, it's lit. Join.
So where are the majority of your viewers? Kenyan or from other parts?
I'm
US?
like 60% US, 40% Kenyan. Like
Really?
30% Kenyan, and the rest is sprinkled.
Really?
Most of my followers are United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think the biggest thing that they're watching you for?
I think they like my personality.
Okay. No nonsense. Cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Straight up with it.
They like the tea.
Okay.
Because I be asking good questions.
So you can break it down and finally get all of the people's business.
Yeah, I think they like the diversity. That's one thing for my channel. It can never really be repetitive because I'm interviewing.
Got it. Okay.
You know?
So you always have interesting conversations.
There's billions of people in the world.
Right.
So really I could do this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can always talk to someone new.
About themselves.
Right.
Because I don't know you and they don't know you. So I just love meeting interesting people. That has grown my channel the most, my interviews.
Okay.
More than like, oh my God, I'm in Ghana. Like, that didn't really do much for me.
I found mine and I got a...
Yeah, that didn't do too much for me. People want to talk and ask questions. And yeah, I enjoy it.
What type of questions have you been asked on your channel that stick out to you the most?
Why'd you leave your boyfriend in Ghana?
Oh, so you left him in Ghana?
Yeah, I don't. Well, he came out here with me and it just did not work. I had to send his black ass back to Ghana.
Okay, what happened? Why didn't I'm getting some tea myself.
You can get the tea. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. He did not have a job out here.
Okay.
So for me, it's not about money because he still have money. He's not a broke guy, but I'm like a hustler.
Okay, so you needed something.
I wake up and I get up.
Okay.
I work. I can't have somebody who's just making money and you just chilling in the house. I'm waking up doing this and like you're just relaxing. It just wasn't really happening for him out here.
Okay. Is he from here?
No, he just came because I was here.
Is he? He's from America.
He's Ghanaian.
He's from Ghana. Oh,
he was Ghanaian. Yeah. So, it was a different chapter. I've become a different person. I'm learning myself.
Okay.
I'm entering 30, and it was just time to leave that in the 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, so they asked me about him. They asked me if I miss home. They asked me, what did they kind of ask me? I don't know. We just be talking.
What has been your biggest lesson since coming to Africa or?
I'm quick-tempered.
So that's what you've learned since?
About myself.
Really?
Yeah, I have no patience, and you have to have patience.
You didn't know that in America?
No, because there's more kind of people like me.
Gotcha. I got it.
You know?
I got it. So it's like that's the vibe.
Yeah, that's just the vibe.
You got
like,
your brotherhood or sisterhood.
Yeah,
right
you know, but here you have to have patience.
Okay.
Or you will die of a stroke, stressing yourself out.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That
so
is the
I've
truth.
learned I can't let everything bother me. Like Hakuna Matata.
Okay, so that's one lesson.
Yeah.
You left your boyfriend. How have things been since here in Nairobi?
I've dated around. Dating is cool. I love African men. Right now I'm dating a guy. He's Tanzanian. I like his vibe.
Okay.
Kenyans tend to be a little smaller. Like East African men are smaller than like West African men.
So West African men are larger.
Like body built.
Okay.
You know, on the average ones.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Have you noticed that?
I'm hearing more people say it.
They're very lean here.
I've heard that.
Yeah, and I am tech. Like, I need like a...
So you need a little bit more on that.
Yeah, I need something I can climb, you know? Yeah.
So with that, but is that different in Tanzania? I mean, because your friend is in Tanzania.
He's medium.
Okay. All right. So West Africa, a little bit more solid as far as...
Yeah, you can tell the fufu is sticking over there.
Okay, so the fufu... Do you have fufu over here?
It's called ugali, and it's underwhelming.
Okay, ugali, that's right. Now, with all of that, do you see yourself staying in Nairobi?
I want to. I really want to travel all of Africa, though.
Okay, so
I can't say that, yeah, because just like I thought, like, oh my God, I love Accra, and then I come to Nairobi and it's lit. Mm-hmm. What if I go to Cape Town and I'm like, oh my God, this is the place for me. So I just want to get out. I want to hit the streets.
It's a lot to see.
Yeah.
It's a lot to see.
Yeah.
And you would definitely do yourself well to travel to those the other parts. I mean, especially like Joburg.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to the south.
Or Lagos, which would be, you'd be surprised.
I want to go to Nigeria.
You'd be surprised. It's really,
Brittney in Nigeria.
That'd be something. Watch the views on that one. 200 and some odd million people. But with that though, what do you think someone who's considering? Do you think they should just move to Africa, or do you think they should visit first?
Visit first.
Why?
You need to make sure to ride.
Okay.
You need to make sure you can handle it. You need to make sure, and not even handle it in a bad way, but even just being away from your family. Like, come and spend 2 weeks and see what the time difference looks like for you. How it does to your body. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Don't just move out here naked.
A lot of people do though.
And it's successful, but a lot of people do and it's not.
Yeah, I've seen those videos on YouTube where they'll come and I ran away from America because they're racist and they don't like me, and I couldn't take it. And
people are stupid.
And then they ran right back to America.
Well, when I landed, I had never been to Nairobi when I landed to move here because of my job.
Oh, really? So you just
I had to come blind.
But you had been to Africa, though.
I had been to Africa.
So that's
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because once you get a taste of West Africa,
if you can do Accra, you can do Nairobi.
You can handle anything.
That's what I was telling myself. I was like,
but you see Nairobi as home. You want to stay. You obviously want to travel. You want to travel around Africa. What is it that? And I know we talked some about the business opportunities. But what is it about Nairobi? Have you been to? You haven't been to Dar es Salaam.
No.
Okay.
I'm doing Tanzania this summer.
Okay, so you'll get a chance to see Dar.
Yeah.
Okay. But what is it that makes you want to stay here permanently? To this point, you know.
I have a peace and a happiness that I have not had in America ever.
Okay. Wow. Really?
Yeah, I feel really free here. I feel safe. I feel happy. I don't know, the air. I love that my window can just be open, no net. I just have not experienced like an openness.
But everybody in America says that we should be afraid of Africa, and when you go, you better be careful because they want to kidnap you, and this bad thing is going to happen to you.
That's what my mom told me when I was going to move to Atlanta.
From Colombia?
From DC.
So you were kidnapped?
She was like, girl, you about to get shot.
Well, you know, but that's the thing about America, I'm going to say.
Exactly. No, seriously. She was like, girl, you going to get robbed. You lock your car, get good insurance, get good health insurance. I heard there's stray bullets. Here, this girl just got human trafficked. But kidnapping and human trafficking is serious.
But she said that coming from DC, though.
Yeah, DC ain't that bad.
You've been there lately.
Gang violence is really bad.
Yes.
Down in Atlanta, though.
Yeah, and they have that going on in DC, too. I was just, when I was back home, when I was there, I was like, how many people shooting like crazy? And people are getting shot in the car.
These kids are crazy.
I was like, what is going on? I said, I never felt that in anywhere I've been in Africa.
No.
But they tell us to be safe, be careful.
I bought a whole taser here for no reason.
Really?
I bought a taser. My dad got me like a if you get kidnapped kit, and it's like a glass breaker to like hit the window.
Now they do have kidnappings in Africa, like they have kidnappings
in America. Like there's kidnappings in Canada. Like people are gonna get kidnapped everywhere if there's a kid there.
Yeah.
Kidnapped.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's real. But that's a part of what's keeping us from coming.
Yeah.
Because we're afraid that, if I go, they're gonna kidnap me.
Listen, y'all need to get y'all's black asses over here because white people are coming here and quick. And they're making money and they're opening business and they're eating the pie. So we're already slow on the race. And back then we couldn't do nothing about it.
Right.
It was chains. We ain't chained no more. So build that wealth here in Africa. Come out here because it's hella Chinese people, hella Europeans, and they all out here living freely, living their best lives.
Yes.
Come join the party.
Yes. I said it so eloquently. Because,
Yeah.
But it's real because
Yeah.
people are afraid, and I'm saying you're struggling in America, struggling, barely getting by. And if you took that same money and brought it over here,
You'll be so good.
it's like your. But again, give me some of the cultural challenges that you've had. You talked about your awareness and where
You just have to be willing to learn because you're in somebody else's home. The way that you're used to doing things in America, they don't do it here. We are colonized. We're different. We're not the same. We're both coming from two different sides of colonization, but it's the culture is different. So even me saying black ass is very offensive to a lot of Africans.
Really?
Black. Yeah, they don't like being called black.
Okay. Because they don't identify as black.
They just
Identify as African.
Yeah, they're Kenyan. I'm Kenyan. I'm
Right.
not black. Like
Because they weren't given that label by the colonizer the way.
and they look at black as not even bad, I don't want to say, but they just have not gone through that black is beautiful.
Okay.
You know?
Because their journey was different.
Yeah, and because everyone's black, so you don't feel black.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when I went home, I went to CVS, Minute Clinic, and the first thing it asked me when I registered was, what is your race? You don't get asked that out here.
You don't.
But when you go home, think about it. How many forms, anything you really sign up for, what's your race and ethnicity?
That everywhere you go.
Why?
And that's a part of what they did to keep us separated.
And it reminds you every day that you're black. I'm black, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. But here,
You just are.
you're Kenyan.
So do people mistaken you for being Kenyan?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. Until you open your mouth.
Yeah.
And then
But
they
then
tell
some people are like, I can see it in your face, you're not really Kenyan. Some people think I'm Ugandan. They tell me I look Ghanaian.
Okay. Well, you are in a sense because
I am.
your DNA kind of came back with some Ghana
Yeah.
and some Congo.
Yeah.
With that though, because we have a lot of work to do in America as far as how we have been trained. What do you said it eloquently before, but let's unpack that a little bit. What do you think we are missing out on by not coming and visiting Africa and wherever it might be on the continent?
Knowledge and being in a place where you're wanted.
Now, but they tell us in America those Africans don't like us, and them Africans are sold us.
No, they are so intrigued. They're so tickled. People love to mock me.
So how do they mock you? What do they
They're like, oh, you American? They're like, yesterday my friend was like, you guys say zebra. It's zebra.
Oh, they said zebra here.
Zebra. Because of the Z.
So it's like the E's and the I's, because even when I'm in Ghana, I will say hot. You know what I mean when I say hot?
Like,
yeah. Hot.
Yeah.
But they say hot.
Hot.
So when I say, hey, look, I'm looking for some hot bread, they're like, hot? My heart? So they think I'm saying hot. But I'm saying hot.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Even I forgot in Ghana, spicy. They don't say spicy.
Right.
So I'm like, is this spicy? And they're like,
no.
And
you're like, like you drinking water. Right?
Literally, like, girl, did I just ask you this is spicy? What's spicy?
But with that though, with all of those things that we've been told, don't come. It's bad. Poverty's real, but poverty's in America. But then someone will say, well, you can't compare the two because, and then I try to explain to people, I said, well, do you know why it's like that? I said, do you know how much America extracts from the continent of Africa and the perceived wealth that we enjoy in America is at the expense of many African countries? Then when you start getting people to think about it, say, wait a minute, what is the connection here? How do we benefit in America with the cocoa that we have? They says Swiss chocolate and Belgian chocolate, but it's really Ivorian and Ghanaian chocolate or Ugandan chocolate. So I guess this is a question you asked me. Do you see a mass exodus of Black Americans coming to the continent, anywhere on the continent, to live?
Not a mass, but I think that it's going up.
Okay.
I think my generation really is smart.
Okay.
I think that we're tired. I think that globalization and online jobs makes it easier as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more viable
Okay.
now for a lot of people. And I do think that even like African luxury, WizKid, all these things, Burna Boy is bringing more light to like things that's popping. Like
Afro beats.
Yeah.
In general.
Afrochella, all these things now are becoming more, Africa's becoming more like pop culture in the Black community, I think, more. So I do see more people coming. Because I could say probably 20 years ago, it wasn't as many Black expats here in Kenya, as right now.
Right.
So I think it just gets better with time.
Do you, as far as the education, you're an educator, so how do you think that is going to change over time?
These kids are smarter out here.
Really?
Yeah, their school systems are harder. They have to learn more.
Really?
But yes. I sat down in a third grade classroom and was like, wow.
What's the difference, you think, as far as U.S.?
They're more disciplined in learning. They can get hit by teachers as well.
Corporal punishment is still?
Yeah, in public schools. It's just more advanced. They're not in kindergarten. They ain't doing finger painting stuff.
Really?
No.
But they have us thinking in America that we have this superior educational system. That
Please.
everybody's going to the West to get
Tell
educated.
me one African who came to America and failed classes.
Yeah, that's very true.
They're ahead. Yeah.
That's very true because they'll say, well, everybody's going to the West to get the education because the education
College. It cuts off at college. That's the thing.
Okay.
And there are colleges here. You're more attractive if you have an outside education because of colonization.
Okay, so it's a game.
Or a Kenyan, yeah.
So it's a game.
It's a game to go out, but really they're smarter. They're very, very smart. The school systems here are not a joke because they know what they're up against. And sometimes really, some of them, that's like their only hope, your child being so smart, to get out. And the same with back in the States, shit. But their public school systems are better.
That is interesting, and that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, I've seen it with my eyes.
What about in Ghana? Did you get a chance to see?
Yeah, I've seen that with my eyes as well.
In Ghana as well?
And it was the same thing, I'm trying to tell you.
Really?
There was, in third grade, doing like 723 times 645 with no calculator. Third grade.
I won't even be able to.
Like, literally. And I was like...
And that's in Kenya or Ghana or either or both?
That was in Ghana.
Really?
Yeah. And in Kenya, these kids also, you have to understand, you're automatically smarter in your brain functions when you're bilingual.
That's another thing, because in America, we're not really...
We're not bilingual.
I mean, we might have our local dialect that we might know, but as far as multiple languages...
No, these kids are all expected to learn English. And then they have their mother tongue.
And then
your tribal tongue, because some speak Swahili, but it's different in this region, based for this tribe.
Is this Kiswahili or something like that? Or is it, that's it?
Yeah, Kiswahili. It's just the Swahili everybody speaks, but Swahili here is different than in Tanzania, than in blah, blah, blah. So they're learning each other's slang as well as English.
Okay. And that's the Anglophone country. So then you go to Francophone countries, they're learning French.
And English. And your mother tongue.
So that's interesting, because I never thought about that as far as raising a child in this environment. Because a lot of people, now, don't raise your children in Africa because they're going to be deficient. But all the ones I meet that have all these different languages under their belt, it allows them to compete on the global stage.
Exactly. And they may not have the resources. I'm not going to sit here and act like all these schools are super good, but they're learning.
Right. So the resources play a part.
Yeah, the resources where it comes into play. No, they don't all have computers, blah, 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 but they're learning.
Well, I mean, that alone is something for people to consider, because we're looking at the school systems in America that are like not teaching us certain things. That's why many of us, like you were saying earlier, about you're someone who studied with African diaspora studies, is that?
And I don't know shit.
And learning it, and you coming here to discover it, and after being in school all those years, and now you come here, and you're like, wait a minute.
It's crazy, honestly. They learn here American history.
Interesting.
And Kenyan history, and European history.
But we don't learn anything about Africa other than slavery.
And Mansa Musa, maybe, if you're lucky.
You might get lucky.
Even if you're lucky,
You might get lucky, but that speaks to something. And that's why, one of the reasons why I encourage people to at least visit.
Yeah.
Because the things that you don't know, it's like we think we know.
Yeah.
We think, oh man.
Now, everyone thinks Americans are stupid.
Oh, here.
throughout the world. That's
Really?
what I've realized leaving.
Why do they?
They think that we're ignorant. We don't run on the same thing as most of the world. We do miles, Fahrenheit.
Okay.
We're just like
Versus
different
Celsius
for
and
no
Kelvin.
reason. Yeah, they just think like, they think most Americans are just very,
Aloof and airhead.
yeah,
and
like, they
shy.
even like, why do y'all smile? Like,
Also, they don't want you to smile.
they're just like, I can tell Americans because they're so nice and friendly, even if they don't know you, strangers, whereas sometimes it's like more
Really?
reserved or calm. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And even at the school I taught at, Europeaners are more aloof.
I'm learning something here. So
Yeah.
keep on schooling me.
They're more aloof. Yeah, they're just more. Versus, I'm a hugger, so even when I meet you, I'm like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And
But
they're
they
like,
don't-
you're
they're
so
not-
American.
So they don't like that? Or-
They don't dislike it, but it just, you can tell that's an American.
So Americans are huggers.
Touchy, more aggressive, like just more aggressive, not aggressive, but more friendly, more
Than
outgoing.
Expressive.
Yeah, expressive, outgoing. Yeah.
So we got to tell on ourselves when we're walking around.
Exactly.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing today?
They're like, oh, you got one right here.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that's what you've experienced in Ghana and Kenya?
Yeah. Seriously.
Interesting.
I think.
Interesting.
It took me being around Europeans here to know that really, no, honestly and truly, a lot of Europeans think we're very dumb.
So Europeans think that Americans are dumb.
Yeah.
Now, okay, is that white Americans or black Americans? Or just all Americans?
All Americans.
Really?
Yeah. They think that we're ignorant to a lot of things.
But
Like Americans just know America.
is there a level of truth to that?
I agree. Honestly, I've learned a lot living outside of America.
Now, this is important. What you're saying right now is important because you are college educated
Yeah.
and you studied African diaspora studies.
Yeah.
And you're saying that you didn't know anything or knew very little.
I had no clue that the world even said Zed because I'm not aware of other cultures. What is Zed?
So you didn't.
What is H? They say H.
Okay.
Instead of H, it's literally H.
So they say
A, B,
H.
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Z.
Really?
Yeah, and Z.
Z is Z.
Z is Z. That's how they say Z.
This is fascinating.
Go ask somebody. What do
I
you
will.
mean?
I am because,
Yeah.
because what ends up happening is in America we think that we're superior,
Exactly. You think you know everything, and really you know nothing.
but folks don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
They say, "Well, you hating on us." And
I literally she had to Google because I was like, Z, stop. And that is it. Or even a lot of the words that we spell with Z, they don't use Z throughout most of the world. Colonization, it's an S.
right. I saw.
So
that
it changes it in your phone. I don't know for you, but it changes it. When I started being here more, it changes it even in my phone.
Really.
Yeah. Colonizations with an S, other words with an
Brazil
S.
with an S.
With
When I
an
was in
S.
Brazil, it was Brazil.
There's no Z. So there's a lot of words that are really just American words, and the rest of the world is not spelling it like that.
So how does that put us at a disadvantage?
It's just living in a bubble.
But we're so happy in that bubble. We're just so
Be happy.
we're just
Be
so,
happy.
so happy.
Do you, boo? But just know
So
that when
happy
you
enough.
leave, you learn.
But don't we have to have a desire to want to learn, to even want to leave?
Yeah.
Or maybe we get forced out. Maybe things like what happened last year at the Capitol and other things that have happened might be the catalyst for us to say it's time to at least explore other opportunities.
Yeah.
What do you think it does for someone who discovers that they don't know as much as they thought they knew? Because, like, for example, you got here and you were like, well, I didn't. How did that affect you emotionally? I mean, you spent the time in school, you did all of that.
It's a renewal,
Okay.
and it gives you a thirst for wanting to know more. So I don't know if you saw on my wall, I have a lot of Post-its when you walk in about different historical things in Africa that I want to learn about. That I'm researching currently.
Okay.
So I do so much research because it's really about you. You can educate yourself and stay in America, but just be open to learning, teaching your kids and the people around you. Say you can't afford to come because not everybody can.
Right.
It's opening your mind to know about your people. Even if you can't travel, physically travel in your mind, educate yourself. The internet is a wild place and we can learn a lot. But I do think that there is a lack of knowledge and that gap that you're bridging between African Americans and Africans.
Yeah. I mean, you said that perfectly, because you might not be able to travel, and you may be in a position where you can't afford, but you can always learn.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Exactly.
When you have platforms like your channel and my channel and other channels that are out here and other resources.
Exactly.
You know, you can go and actually sit down and follow the process and learn perspectives. You can formulate your own opinions. You can do all kinds of things. But the interest is understanding that there's more out here that they're not telling us.
Yeah.
And if you don't know it and you're just living your life and you're just kind of thinking, a lot of things you're complaining about, you can find the solutions to if you're willing to go learn. And so that's what I'm saying with your journey. And I guess it took a lot to admit it, because I know a lot of us don't want to admit that we don't know something.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us want, I know it all, and I got 5 degrees. And
I don't even argue. My uncle went to Amsterdam to play basketball and stayed. He's been there for like 25 years now.
Okay.
And he used to come home and be like, oh God. Like, and I used to be like, he thinks he's so cool because he doesn't live in America.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you just don't get it. I can't, like, this place is oppressive to me. Like, I don't even like the cops situation. Like, this shit is just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me leaving to have to see. Now I get what he's saying. Like, once you've just seen other things or you live in a different way, like, he's even disgusted by like loaf bread.
Okay.
Because the bread is really fresh in Holland.
So they don't cook it in the thing. And...
They don't, like, loaf bread in the grocery stores is very rare.
Oh, really?
Because it sits. And he's like, why would you want bread that can sit for a week and
so
not
they
get
buy
hard?
it hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Or it was made that day.
Okay, so now I understand why they make it in Ghana on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And people buy it.
Yeah, my uncle's like, why the hell do you think it's normal to have bread that can sit there for almost 2 weeks and not mold and not get hard if real bread gets hard in 2 days?
Real bread does, doesn't it?
It does. So he's like, y'all just fucked up. No.
But that's real. I
Yeah.
mean, it's but again, trying to help us to understand that.
Each one teach one.
And because I'll get flat if I start trying to say, hey, listen, let me show y'all what's going on. No, just leave us be. We want to stay like this, and we're the best, and we're this. And nobody's saying that nobody isn't great or whatever, but there's another level to this learning that if we get it, the real threat comes in because we have the economic capacity. If you were to take Black Americans and make them a country, just Black Americans, we're not talking about Afro-Brazilians, anybody else.
I think it's like 4 trillion spending power.
It's like 1.7.
Wow.
But most African countries don't have that spending power. It would be like the 13th wealthiest country in the world. $1.7 trillion worth of economic power rests with just Black Americans. If you take the entire African diaspora and we just started thinking from a global economic perspective, the things that we could do, it would just, and so I think we're all learning that. And I think about what you're doing about coming here and establishing your life, and now people are following your channel. You have this huge Kenyan audience, but then also you have this huge American audience that's following you. It's kind of like, and within a rapid time, I mean, just 6 months is like, I mean, you've been working.
I've been working. Well, it's fun. It's working.
Well, tell me some of the fun about your channel. What are some of the things that you do on your channel that people...
I interview, I kick shit, and I meet people. I interview. Maybe we'll have a drink if you're cool. I'm working on doing a history series where I'm going to be like explaining things like African history. So I'm literally going to be teaching you guys.
So you're in your element.
Yeah, I'm a teacher, so I'm going to show y'all the teacher side of me. I just be vibing. Sometimes I vlog if I'm feeling like it.
So do you ever take people on location, like to the nightlife or the restaurants or anything like that?
No, I'm not.
So
into
everything's
that.
interview based.
Interview based for the most part, or vlog. I'm not into like the. I don't want to make myself look too not Kenyan.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I want to get comfortable with places first, and then at night. So I like to have fun.
Okay, so you don't want to put all your business
Yeah.
in the streets. So you put all the business in the streets.
I like to have fun, real fun. You can't be having too much fun when you vlog.
But the thing is that people are wondering, can you have fun in Africa?
Yeah.
Can you have the same type of experience that you might get in
I might do that one night, but I'm gonna have to have a videographer.
Okay, to actually record it.
Yeah, I can't just be like, yo, I got it, Like,
yeah. With a stick out there.
Yeah, because then I'm not even gonna have fun. So you gotta come with me.
Got it. All right.
That's a good idea. I'm making a videographer do one night on the town, Nairobi style.
Because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
They think
I'm gonna talk to Sabi about that.
I mean, what's the club in Atlanta right now? What's the hot club?
I haven't been to Atlanta in a year, but I used to just go to 11:45. Damn, I haven't been to Atlanta in a while.
Oh, or DC. What's the hot one right now in DC?
Park is always consistent.
Okay, so that's been around for a while too.
Yeah, Park is always a good one.
Mark Barnes. I think it is Mark Barnes.
I haven't really done much in DC, to be honest. When I went home, I went to Clarendon.
Okay.
We did the white bars.
Oh, you did Clarendon.
God,
wow.
Boy,
Wilson Boulevard, is it?
My brother and my sister dragged. Trust me, that's not my scene.
Because they have a little spot right there in Clarendon.
They have so many bars. It's it's a college kid.
Okay, because you can just go and they have like some of the old, what is it there? It's like some of the old buildings, the old Clarendon buildings.
Yeah. Antique vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's but I mean, if people have a chance to see that, what it does is they understand that Africa's not this exclusively primitive place.
Yeah.
That they can't come in.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get a videographer one day and just do a day in the life with me.
Okay. What are some other goals for your channel? Where do you see your channel in a year, 2 years, 3 years?
I want to be the African Oprah.
Okay. So you want to sit down and have like full production studio and the whole nine. And so that would be in which time frame? Within the next year?
I say the next 2 years I'll be the African Oprah.
Okay. What country do you think you're going to visit next?
Tanzania. I'll be there for the summer.
Oh, okay. So you'll be right next door.
Yeah.
And what country do you think is going to be after that?
South Africa, hopefully.
Okay.
Me and my mom are going to Egypt in October because I'm turning 30 and she's turning 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you something off camera there. So
You're like, oh, I could be your dad.
Well, for real. For real. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, my mom is 50.
Okay, so she'll be 50 in when?
December.
December what?
And then December 4th. And then I'm born on July 10th. So we're meeting each other in the middle in October.
All right. I'm December 18th.
Oh, you're Sag.
Yeah.
Okay, Sag.
So she beat me here by
a couple days. Oh, y'all the same age.
Yeah.
Dad.
But with that though, I think that, but even with your mom, I remember her coming here.
She came twice.
Yeah.
She came to Accra. My mom survived.
I was just
the
like,
shit.
I get it.
Yeah, she loves it. She was like, I'll retire there for sure, but she's too deep into her career to leave now.
Okay.
Yeah, so she said she'll come back.
But I get it though. I mean, because when was her first time coming to the continent?
In Accra. So she's been to Accra and Nairobi, and she prefers Nairobi.
And what year?
Last year.
Right.
She's come twice in
It was her first time coming to Africa.
Yeah, and she came back 6 months later.
After all those years.
Yeah,
so
never been. And now
but you understand now why it's like,
yeah,
they're playing games with
then
us.
she said she went home and everyone's like, oh my God, like this is so nice. Yeah, each one teach one.
Yeah, and that's how we have to do it. Because if we don't, what ends up happening is that a whole different another generation.
Exactly.
So the generation that comes after you gets left behind.
Exactly.
And then the generations, and then, even with Gen Xers, with us, we're like saying, wait a minute, we're waking up to the fact that, something went wrong. Something went wrong. And they didn't tell us. But then I'm imagining you're right there at the younger side of millennials.
Yeah, I'm a millennial, I would say.
Right there. Yeah, right there
Yeah.
at the, because if you're...
I'm 30, I'm 29.
Okay, so you're 92?
Yeah, 92.
Okay, 92.
I'm a deep-hearted millennial.
Okay, so but that's the deal. So with that though, now you're able to speak to a whole different audience. But then you're speaking to, you're crossing generations because you're reaching your mom.
Yeah. Each one teach one.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and that's the one thing about Gen X, is that Gen X is not so far removed because it's somewhat of a tech generation.
Yeah.
Whereas your generation is like straight up tech.
Yeah, and then the generation behind us is just addicted.
It's just tech.
Crackheads.
Yeah, just
literally.
When I had a BlackBerry, it was called the Crackberry.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. So that tells you.
Lord, you had a BlackBerry.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
Telling your age.
Yeah, I am.
Like, no.
I'll put it all under right
Like
now.
back when I had the razor.
You had the flip phone, the Nextel. Did you have a Nextel?
Did it?
Yeah. Oh, so you know. yeah, we're over here doing such and such. Like, you know what? I don't want a phone to connect with me that much.
It's too much, yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, you know what? I think that conversations like this are extremely important.
They're important. Well, I want to thank you for bridging the gap.
Well, I want to thank you for bridging the gap because all of us working.
Teamwork.
That's it. This is how we do it.
That's it. Each one teach one.
Because if we don't do it, the Western media won't do it.
No, it's our job. So tune into our channels.
That's right. Be sure to subscribe to Brittney in Africa. She has all types of amazing interviews.
Binge.
I mean, you can just sit there and watch all day long, but also make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
Because that's how we change the narratives. We're not waiting for Hollywood to come and give us approval. We're not waiting for any gatekeepers to come in and say, we approve of you to do this. We're doing it, and we're having collaborations like this so that other people can see, wait a minute, here's some conversations we need to have. You might not agree with us, you may disagree, but nevertheless, we're having the discussion, which by us having a discussion, education is going to come as a result because somebody's going to research something. Somebody's going to go and dig a little bit deeper and find out more, or it will pique someone's interest, or it will help someone shift their perspective, or will highlight something that someone didn't know. That's how we do it. So where can we find you on IG? I know we can find you
Brittney in Africa.
So Brittney in Africa.
Across all platforms.
Across all platforms. And make sure that you, let's do you have any particular goals? Like you're trying to hit a particular number at any point?
I want to hit 100,000 by the end of this year.
Okay, so by the end of 2022. All right, so I'm going to join that. I'm trying to join it with you.
Yeah, let's do it. How many do you have?
I'm at right at 15. So
it's going to come. You got to keep pushing. Keep pushing. I'll keep pushing. Keep pushing.
They got keep pushing the content out. Keep letting people know. Keep having relevant content, relevant conversations. And that's what we're going to do. So we're here in Nairobi, Kenya, and we hope that you would at least consider visiting somewhere on the continent of Africa instead of sending all your money up there to Europe and all that kind of stuff.
That's lame. Who visits the land of their colonizers?
Well,
I've been to London to see a friend.
A whole lot of us.
I've been to London. It was nice. But thank you guys.
All right, everybody, take care. Be safe, and be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and we'll talk to you next time.
Open up your eyes and see all the fun and mystery. Take an African adventure with Darren and Destiny. From the mountains to the shore, so many things to explore. Take an African adventure with Darren and Destiny.
The Adventures of Darren and Destiny. And Darren and Destiny are twin brother and sister, and you go on their adventures throughout the African diaspora, meaning so African diaspora destinations, primarily focused in Africa, but we go to South America, we're going to go to the Caribbean. Their first book is going to take you to Ghana, and then we're going to go on a safari, and from there we're going to go to Ethiopia, and then we go to Salvador, Brazil. And what the goal is to be able to inspire curiosity in the continent of Africa in our children from a very young age, and to really tell a more accurate story. Most of our children are exposed to negative images, late night infomercials about how bad things are, everybody's sick, everybody's poor, everyone's uneducated, but that's simply not true. So what Darren and Destiny and their family do is they go to different African destinations. They are learning about these different places. You're beginning to see positive images, but still telling the truth. I mean, that's the important thing, to tell the truth about some of the things that have occurred. But it's all done on our children's level so they begin to understand it. And it begins to pique their curiosity. They begin to learn more. And hopefully one day they will want to explore and visit the continent of Africa and its many countries. There's just so much that Darren and Destiny are able to do, and as they're doing it, it's like they begin to open the minds of a new generation, and they don't get bombarded and indoctrinated with negativity. They're actually able to see positivity and inspiring images and messages about the African diaspora, as well as those who are still indigenous to the continent of Africa, and they begin to learn more and just see things differently. So I'm excited about introducing the Adventures of Darren and Destiny.